Now at 6, an 8th grade student died after a medical emergency while on a field trip. How the school district and the community are now responding.
And after the tragic death of a young child, the Department of Children and Families has now opened an investigation.
But first tonight, you're taking a live look at downtown Hartford as we track severe weather. Thanks for joining us tonight. I'm Brent Harden.
And I'm Annette Montgomery.
Right now, we are in a weather impact alert as we track storms for tonight and then into tomorrow.
So let's get right out to Chief Meteorologist Rachel Frank, who joins us with the latest. Rachel.
There were some very nasty thunderstorms that moved through the state and multiple reports of trees and power lines that came down in the peak heat and humidity of today. Luckily, it looks like the severe weather threat has ended for this evening, but we're going to do all of this all over again tomorrow. The heat, the humidity, and the thunderstorm threat. So let's get a closer look at the shoreline where some severe weather passed through previously. Now we're seeing improving conditions with just some leftover light showers around Milford. You can see all of that lightning moving offshore. Niantic seeing improving conditions, although it's still wet, and maybe a few leftover rumbles of thunder here around Griswold. Again, the worst of the weather is moving away, and temperatures have cooled pretty dramatically in the towns that have received some heavy rain and thunder. There is a chance that we get another shower or rumble of thunder overnight tonight, although I am not expecting any severe weather. Look at the temperatures. We're down to 72 now in Waterbury after seeing highs well into the 90s. It's still 91 though in Putnam and 84 in Windham. So you can clearly see where the storms have moved through versus where they have not. So we remain in a weather impact alert again into the day tomorrow because it will feel like between 95 to near triple digits. Whatever you did to stay cool today, we're doing that again tomorrow. And once again, between 3 p.m. to 10 p.m., we could see scattered strong to severe storms tomorrow. So if you are out and about, maybe finding a way to stay cool. If your kid has an early dismissal, make sure you have a way of getting weather alerts so you know when it's time to head inside. Things do change for the weekend. We'll explain what it is coming up in just a bit.
All right, Rachel, thank you. It's important to be prepared for the weather. When it's really hot and really humid, it significantly increases the risk of heat exhaustion, which can lead to heat stroke, and that's sometimes deadly. So what can you do to weather the weather, so to speak? Well, the state's Department of Health recommends you spend as much time as possible in air-conditioned spaces, especially during the hottest hours of the day, which are usually between 11 a.m. and 4 p.m. If you don't have AC, you can visit a cooling center or another public space. That's fairly obvious. What's less obvious is proper hydration. Remember, don't wait until you're thirsty to drink fluids. At that point, you're already mildly dehydrated, so stay ahead of it. Now, meanwhile, with statewide heat advisories now in effect, several school districts sent home students early today because of the heat. We spoke with one student who said those districts made the right call, but she still has mixed feelings about the half day.
I think we need it because a lot of schools in the district can get really hot because they don't have a sense of cooling down and stuff. We've already had our school year cut so much because of snow days and stuff, so we don't really want to have the day shortened, but it doesn't add anything to the school year, so a lot of people just don't really have a preference.
Now, with the heat expected to stick around through the end of the weekend, there will be more early dismissals tomorrow. In fact, West Hartford schools have already announced they are sending kids home early. For an updated list, you can visit our website, fox61.com.
And speaking of the heat, you don't always need an air conditioner to stay cool in Connecticut if you know where to go. One shoreline town is becoming a popular escape as the rest of the state heats up. Fox 61's Victoria Anderson has the story.
As much of the state swelters through feels like temperatures in the 90s, along the coast it's a different story. Locals are taking advantage of cooler 70-degree weather.
I think the best part of the hot days is the feeling and vibe that happens in town. The people showing up to enjoy our local environment.
It was a busy day for Stonington's Borough Bodega and Scoopery. Lots of locals and visitors came in for a scoop and a spot to enjoy the summer breeze.
We kind of think of it as natural air conditioning.
Stonington sits on a peninsula and is surrounded by 50-degree waters, leaving little room for sweltering temperatures.
We definitely scoop a lot this time of year.
Andrew Fields and Joelle Esquillen, who both work in Stonington, told us the town has just the right amount of sun and breeze that makes it perfect for people escaping the sweltering center of the state.
One way or the other, they find their way here. and I think the weather is definitely the main reason for that.
April Kane from Berlin made the drive for the same reason Thursday, and she wasn't alone.
Really surprised at how many people are here. We pulled into the parking lot and it was like, wow.
And if you missed out on these cool coastal temps, don't worry. Stonington is holding on to these nice temperatures into Friday. In Stonington, Victoria Anderson, Fox 61.
And don't forget, you can continue to stream the latest weather on the Fox 61 app. There you can find a live radar and stay up to date when severe weather happens. Well, breaking news into the newsroom now at 6:04. We just received confirmation from New Britain City officials confirming they received a subpoena today in relation to documents related to the investigation of former Mayor Aaron Stewart. Of course, we'll continue to follow this story and keep you updated on air and online.
Also breaking tonight in Berlin, a home was destroyed by fire this afternoon. Take a live look at the damage. It happened at a home on Worthington Ridge near Mill Street. It looks like the fire is out, but crews are still there cleaning up. The fire chief told us moments ago that one person was in the house at the time. That person got out safely, but was trapped in the backyard because of the flames shooting out of the house. 2 cats died. One was rescued. The fire chief says the fire may have started outside and spread to the house, which is now a total loss. All right, our top story tonight, an 8th grade student has died after a medical emergency while on a school field trip in Granby. It happened Wednesday afternoon at High Meadow Resort in Granby.
And Fox 61's Kayla Cade is learning more about who that child was and joins us with the latest. Kayla.
Granby police identified the student as 14-year-old Imari Marshall Woodard. He was an 8th grader in the Springfield School District. Now, I spoke with many people around the Springfield community today, and they tell me that nothing like this has ever happened before, and they're sending their condolences to the family. Imari Marshall Woodard went on a field trip on Wednesday afternoon to High Meadow Resort in North Granby, but never returned home.
It's just super disheartening.
Granby police say the 14-year-old was pulled from a pool at the resort and died later that evening. His death is leaving many people in the community, like Luke Robert and Marcus Evans, shocked.
Any kid, like their parents, they gotta be grieving like crazy right now.
I really never heard nothing like this. So it's kind of really terrifying to me.
Springfield Public Schools District Superintendent Dr. Sonia Denal sent a statement that said, quote, "Our hearts are with the student's family, friends, classmates, school staff, and all those whose lives have been touched by this unimaginable tragedy. Now the biggest question Evans is asking is, how did this happen?
Where was the supervision? Who was supervising those kids? Who was authorized to supervise those kids?"
Now, we do not know the exact school Marshall Woodard attended, and Superintendent Denal says out of respect for the family's privacy, they will not be releasing any other additional information at this time. In Springfield, Kayla Cade, Fox 61.
Kayla, thank you. Police in Manchester have identified the 3-year-old girl who was hit and killed by a car on East Center Street. They say her name is Akari Cortez. The Department of Children and Families says it is actively investigating the child's family, and now the community is demanding answers. Fox 61's Alicia Hercules is in Manchester with the latest on the investigation.
Some people I spoke with on and off camera say they're still in shock and want to know how a tragedy like this happened and what could have been done to prevent it.
Where are the baby outside that time? Where are the family? You know, the mother, the father.
Lulu Rivera visits Manchester with her nearly 3-year-old granddaughter. She says she wishes the Department of Children and Families could have done more to protect the child.
Where is the problem in the family? It's important. You know, it's important to check what happened, you know, where is the mother or where is the father.
Police say 3-year-old Akari Cortez was hit on East Center Street in Manchester just after 4:30 Wednesday morning. She was taken to the Connecticut Children's Hospital where she later died. In a statement, the Department of Children and Families said they were actively investigating the little girl's family, adding they received 2 reports alleging a lack of supervision regarding the child's family earlier this month. In wake of this tragedy, people like Scott Sandy have been bringing flowers and stuffed animals to a memorial on East Center Street in honor of Cortez.
It's an unfortunate incident. Things came together, and now it's a horrible tragedy. But, you know, we have to pray for the family, the child, of course.
DCF says they're working with law enforcement to figure out exactly what caused this tragedy. In Manchester, Alicia Hercules, Fox 61.
A 3-year-old girl is dead after she was hit by a train in Springfield, Massachusetts last night. That child was rushed to a local hospital where she later died from her injuries. Authorities have not released details about how that incident happened, but we did contact Amtrak for a statement and some more information, and we're still waiting to hear back.
Well, the chief medical examiner says a Winchester woman who was found dead had been stabbed to death. Winchester police found the body of 54-year-old Carrie Stetson inside her home on Oak Street Monday. The examiner said she had been stabbed in the neck and torso. Now, police also found 67-year-old Leon Stetson inside. He was badly hurt as well and was flown to a hospital where he is in critical condition now. Police have not yet said who stabbed her and what happened to him. Please call the Winchester police if you can help with the investigation.
2 people have been arrested after a serious car crash in Southington. That crash involved 5 cars in total and happened back in January near the Meriden-Waterbury Turnpike. Police say the incident occurred after a road rage incident between Quest Robinson and Timothy Delaney. Officials say Robinson hit the back of Delaney's motorcycle with his pickup truck, sending them both into the intersection and causing other cars to crash. Police say Delaney was seriously injured and taken to the hospital. Both were arrested and charged this week. Delaney is set to appear in court on June 24th, and Robinson was set to appear in court this Tuesday.
New Haven police arrested a school employee because they said she hit a 6-year-old student. Police said officers responded to the John C. Daniels School around 2:30 yesterday afternoon. They said paraprofessional Siobhan Boone hit the student during lunch. Boone was charged with assault and risk of injury to a child, and she is on leave right now as the investigation continues.
A major expansion of Willow Street Park in New Britain broke ground this morning, and that expansion includes a permanent memorial for Jacqueline Mimi Torres Garcia. Mayor Bobby Sanchez says the city will be working with Mimi's father on the design of that memorial. City officials hope to unveil the memorial by the spring of next year. Now, the goal of the expansion is to enhance recreational opportunities, improve public spaces, and add new amenities for residents and families.
Today's groundbreaking represents more than just an expansion of Willow Street Park. It reflects our commitment to creating safe, welcoming, and accessible spaces where families can gather, children can play, and neighbors can connect.
And here at Fox 61, we have been following the Mimi Torres Garcia case since the beginning. Mimi's mother, her mother's former boyfriend, and Mimi's aunt all face charges in the 11-year-old's death, where investigators say she died as a result of fatal child abuse and starvation.